All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone that taught us his truth and never will. And citation, much love for you, Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So we're here once again with another weekly edification, letting you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans know you are the children of Israel according to the scriptures. All right, give me 1 second here. Make sure this is off. All right, so 1 second. We out here once again to prophesy to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, letting you know you are the children of Israel according to the scriptures, all right, according to the prophecies, not to a man-made doctrine or a so-called dogma, all right, all these different things. Hey, over the last couple of weeks, you got a lot of prophecies that's taking place as well, and this is, again, we harp on this every single week, man, the importance of prophecy, all right. You have a lot of these prophecies that are taking place right now, all right, in the world, but then you have these so-called Christian-backed, these people that are so-called Christians and things like that, all right, they're so-called reveling, all right, in things that, it's not to say it's not important, or let me rephrase that. Instead of looking at the things that's important, all right, they put their faith into this so-called do as thou wilt doctrine, man. I call it Crowley Christianity, all right, and ultimately, it goes into these things of, the doctrines of, well, we're going to be pre-raptured, pre-tribulation raptured up out of this bad boy. We still have to wait for this demonic person to come up onto the world stage to take over the world. One man to be the so-called Antichrist and all these things. So they living in their so-called glory right about now, man. All right, whereas you have all these different things that's taking place. All right, newsflash, you got something that's going on right about now that, we'll wait for further development. But you have a so-called, we don't know. All right, I'm not going to speak as if I know what's actually going on with this scenario because it's fresh off the press right about now, man. But reports coming from over there in Russia is that the Wagner, however you want to pronounce it, all right, how you call it, mercenary group, basically hired military, all right, from Russia, right, has pretty much turned on them, all right, blaming Russia for striking one of their positions. All right, now they're saying that things are starting to calm down, as the day goes along. But, hey, just looking into it, because if you know anything about what's going on with the conflict in Russia and Ukraine, all right, they have what they call a special operations that's going on over there, all right, and they're using it's basically a proxy war. You have World War III taking place already, man. All right, you have the U.S. and their Western allies, all right, their proxy army, military that they're using is the Ukrainian army, all right. They're openly funding they're openly funding the Ukrainians, sending them weapons, sending them money, sending them planes and tanks and things like that, man. All right, they have all these different things that's going on over there with them. All right, but then on the other side, you have the Russians. They call it a, I forgot what the hell they call it. It's not a special operations, I believe is what they're calling it, right? And in reality, you have people. I used to watch this one channel, infographics, I think it's called. But anyway, they have this propaganda and these Western media sites telling you about how Russia's all worn out. They're not a military to be reckoned with, or they're not a formidable foe, more or less to say. Oh, they're just riding old ass tanks, tires all dry rotted on the Humvees and everything. Like, you do realize you're not fighting a military, right? You do realize you're fighting like a hired mercenary group, right? You know what I'm saying? They ain't brought their military out yet. You're fighting against the other strongest nuclear power on the face of the earth, right? America ain't trying to give y'all no goddamn nukes, man. All right, but nevertheless, you have this proxy war that's going on now. Russia is using, like I said, this here mercenary group, which, like I said, the reports that came out this morning was there was a so-called coup d'etat. All right, they trying to overthrow Russia and them, Vladimir Putin and them. All right, but we'll see how that goes, man. And now, just my, thoughts about all this here stuff is, hey, man, you got a mercenary group. These people they don't have an allegiance to anybody. All right, they have an allegiance to money and greed filling their pockets. So whoever, whoever got the biggest dollar, we'll go fight for them. All right, and not to mention America does the same thing too. All right, hopefully they're doing it in the Ukraine, but not too long ago they was fighting, trying to take Syria. All right, and they was using this group that you know of as ISIS, man. That was how you call it, a mercenary group that America funded. All right, and sent over there. All right, their headquarters was in Colorado. All right, their main leader was a so-called white man that was an American born so-called white man. Right? If you want to get into that, I forgot which one it was. I looked it up one time at camp. I think it's Iron Man 3, I believe it is. But you can go on YouTube and type in Iron Man, the Mandarin, right? And watch the whole rundown of that. That whole movie explains everything I'm telling you right now. how they have these paid actors to do these things on the world stage for persuasion. All right, so that's one of the things that we have going on. But let's go ahead and read that in the scriptures real quick about the things that's going on. Matter of fact, we'll read 2 precepts off of that. This is 2nd Ezra 9:1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. All right, and how do you measure the time diligently, which we'll get into? It's the prophecies, man. All right, you know, I was talking to somebody the other day about some of this, not necessarily this particular topic and things like that, but he was talking about some stuff like, hey, man, look around. We at the end of the world, man. Like, you really, like, come on, man. With all the shit that's going on that's in the mainstream media news, y'all used to call us crazy for talking about the exact same thing that's in the mainstream media news today. Whether it's wars and rumors of wars, so-called UFOs and aliens and things like that coming to Earth. All right, collapse of economies and the mark of the beast coming up, man. All right, you know, martial law or Jacob's trouble coming through this bad boy. We've been telling you about all these things, man. But now all these things are on your mainstream media news. Now this is the hot topic of the day. All right, a couple years ago when we talked about so-called UFOs and aliens and things like that, people laughed at us and scorned us. You might have lost your job, might have lost your woman, might have lost relatives. Oh, this nigga is on some good dope today. He talking about aliens and shit. Now all of a sudden, you know, you got the news telling you about these things. Now, granted, you know, Lord's will, we'll probably get on that. I've been wanting to talk about that for the last couple of weeks, but hey, we get more and more stuff come out about that stuff, man. All right, you know, but you also have to, like the scripture said, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, all right, because we know the truth about those things and everything else like that. So we're not buying the fact that, oh, y'all got some crashed alien craft, y'all got some recovered bodies and shit like that. We're not buying into that type of shit. But nevertheless, we can see what you're telegraphing, what your predictive programming is setting the people's minds up for, man. They know that the chariots are out there, man. It's prophesied that the Lord is going to come back and fight with the chariots, man. All right, in fact, let me just grab this precept real quick, and we'll get back to that precept we were just reading in Matthew, well, in 2nd Ezra, then we'll get to Matthew's. The precept I wanted, okay. This is Revelation chapter 1, verse 7. Now this isn't one I wanted, but we'll read this one. It's actually in Matthew real quick is where I want to go. But Revelation 1:7 says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. And they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, amen. All right, and so basically going into that, matter of fact, let me just read this other precept, because it's worded a little bit different. Matthew 24:30, it says, and then, let me, whoa. This page fell out the Bible. Matthew 24:30, it says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So now as we see these things coming to pass, man, over the last couple of years, we've been prophesying about these things. All right, people have been videotaping chariots. You know, everybody has the cell phone on them now. Everybody has, YouTube channels and everything else like that, man. So people are uploading these videos of these chariots, man. All right, and it's getting out of control to where people are, you know, I remember this actually happened to me. All right, telling people about the chariots, you know, relatives and stuff. They look at you all crazy and everything. But then there was an actual scenario I had where I was with some relatives, and I seen a bunch of chariots, man. They were just out, and like we got to watch. This was some years back, but I watched them for a while. We watched these chariots so damn long that we went inside. They didn't disappear on us. We disappeared on their ass, right? But nevertheless, you know, and it wasn't just one. It was like a swarm of these things, man. All right, or a whole little fleet of these bad boys, man. But I saw it. I showed a relative, and showed another relative, and another relative. And it was funny because they didn't believe me. Man, I'm not going outside to go look at that. I'm not going to go check that out and everything. Come to find out, they walk outside. They're like, well, I don't know what the hell that is, man. And some of them even turned around. It's like, you know what? I'm not even going out there because, hey, that's the reality of it, man. But now it's on the mainstream media news and on the TV and thing, and people are starting to see these things out in the open. But now what? They're quieted before these things, man. You still have some people that are laughing and joking about some of these things, but then you have, how they say, they want to control the narrative, right? The government, they be wanting to control the narrative. So what's the narrative now? Oh, well, look, the cat's out the bag. We can't bring back the chariots. All right, these guys have been prophesying about these things all the time, and all it would take is for the people, you know, you have to watch that movie, Don't Look Up. All right, it's a great parable to what we have going on. But nevertheless, the governments know that, hey, look, man, you got these Israelites, they out here talking about the chariots of the Lord and all these UFOs, And it wasn't that big of a deal because people used to walk by and laugh and make memes of them. But like the scripture says, you can't do nothing against the Lord before the Lord. But that just helps spread the word, man. People making memes of us. Oh, these are them guys that believe in UFOs. Hey, come look at these niggas. Matter of fact, let me read that precept real quick. Because, hey, this is where this is how it all started, man. All right? This is Jeremiah chapter 30. Oh, too far. Was it 33 and 30? Or not, no, it's like it. Where am I at? Here we go. Might need to pull it out of my phone because it's wind. All right. This is Ezekiel 33 and 30. It says, and thou, also thou son of man, the children of thy people are still talking against thee by the walls and the doors of the house, and speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that come forth from the Lord. So, hey, you know, people are saying, hey, look, bro, come listen to what these niggas are saying and shit like that, man. Come check out these guys over here. You know, early off, when I came into the truth, early off, people used to walk up the highways and the byways, and they would stand by and film us, right? We used to tell them, hey, man, stop filming us, man. All right, yeah, you know, because you kind of feel like a zoo animal. People just like, oh, I'm here for your entertainment. Like, am I part of, you know, am I here to entertain you or something like that? They want to go over here and videotape and put us up on their social medias and things like that, which they don't realize. And, you know, we didn't realize that I'm going to speak for myself, didn't realize, hey, man, the Lord is using this for his own good, man. All right, you know, people may laugh and joke, but, hey, the elect is going to see it. You know, they may be scrolling through their friends' little Instagram or Facebook and shit like that and see it as scoffing, but then hold up, man, wait. That kind of resonated with me real quick. Let me find out about these guys and these guys. I've had somebody tell me about, oh, I found y'all because somebody else had videotaped y'all on some old bullshit and was making fun of y'all, and then I just happened to look y'all up. And then, boom, that's how they want to find out about us, man. All right, but nevertheless, people used to walk around and videotape about us, man. These are those guys that believe in UFOs and everything else like that, man. All right, so let's keep reading. Ezekiel 33 and 31, it says, and they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they will hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but with their heart goeth after covetousness. So, hey, they'll come as my people come. Yeah, we want to hear the word of the Lord. We want to hear what God said. We want to hear what's going on over here and you know, all these different things. But they'll sit here, you know, I've literally seen this, man. People will come out, they'll listen, they'll watch, you know what I'm saying, and things like this, but it's just for entertainment purposes. All right, some people used to, back in the olden days, man, you know, you title a video certain, Edomite gets slapped, Edomite bow down to kiss the prophet's feet, Edomite woman does this and that. People will watch for entertainment purposes, man. All right, people will come out to the highways and the byways, you know what I'm saying, just to get entertainment, man. All right, people, you know, you may be set up in a certain spot. You know, we're always in these downtown areas, so there's always a restaurant across the street or on the corner or something like that where people are just sitting there watch you all day, every day, or every week, you know. But then they're like, oh, here go those guys again. We know these guys, look, it's about to get funny over here, man. But nevertheless, saying all these things, you know, this is what we're so-called known for, right? I'm giving you this here point about the predictive programming or controlling the narrative. People have gotten, we've become a palatable taste to these people's mouths now. All right, because like I said, in the early days, people will walk by and they will videotape us. People will walk by and take pictures of us. People will spin the block a couple times and try to sneak videos of, man, hey, it looked like a goddamn FBI goddamn watching your ass out here. As many people used to come out here try to videotape us on the slide and everything else, walking by holding their phone up, right? Because it was just something weird. But then now all of them then got convicted after, what was it, the year 2000 when the pandemic hit. Because, again, like I said, we was on the internet. They was laughing and joking about us. Look at these niggas believe America gonna get shut down. These niggas think we gonna stop balling. These niggas, man, it's 2019. We living our best life. I ain't got time for you niggas. This was the spirit of America, man. 2019. They was laughing and joking at us. But 2020 hit, and guess what? They remembered all the memes they made about us because they had to go in there and edit their videos and make memes. Look at these stupid niggas believing in the USSR coming back. Look at these stupid niggas believing that America gonna collapse and all these things is gonna happen. Look at these niggas that think that we about to get a microchip inside of us. But then 2020 hit. And now everybody's sitting at home. More people are watching the YouTube and the internet. And guess what? Now we starting to see people walk by. This is at this point in time. We have people walking by. Hey, man, y'all think that this is the end of the world? We want to hear. And all these people start to come around and ask questions at this point in time, man. All right, a year or two go by. People start getting back out into the open about doing their things. But now you got a lot more eyes watching, man. We're more of a topic, man. You had the Kyrie and the Kanye West scenario where more and more people are talking about all these different things. So now imagine that off the backs of the Kyrie and the Kanye situation. People are looking up the Israelites, they're coming across the videos, and now, all right, I get the church part that they talking about. We didn't heard all that before. But what else is they talking about? It's got to be something different, because what's the difference between them and these guys in church? They all reading out the Bible, saying the same thing, right? They just outside and they on the inside. Oh, wait a minute. They talking about UFOs. They talking about the Lord is black. Now, the Lord being black is debatable. But UFOs, we ain't never heard about no UFOs in the Bible. We ain't never heard about nuclear bombs in the Bible. We ain't never heard about microchips in the Bible. What the hell are they talking about, man? But then now, as we've been prophesying all these things, what's on the news? The microchip, all right? Or the MOTB is coming, right? Now you see in World War III being started up, man. All right, now, you had at the beginning of this here conflict with Ukraine. Every goddamn American I seen had that blue and yellow flag, support Ukraine. We got to send help, money, and this and that. Now they all dial back, like, bro, we need to bring our troops the fuck back home, or stop sending money over there, because they realizing, hey, we broke over here. Y'all sending money over there just for them to steal the money and shit like that, and it's a lose-lose war. And like, you keep doing more shit, you know what I'm saying? They rushing over here, moving their nukes into position and shit like this in Belarus and everything. It's like, oh fuck, now we in a nuclear target because we decided we didn't want to stop Psycho Joe from sending these niggas some money over there to be killing these niggas, man. Right? We over here by proxy waging war on somebody else, man. You didn't think that was gonna happen, man. You the one gave them the goddamn, you know, the weaponry to kill these folks, man. But nevertheless, bringing it all the way back to that controlled narrative, right? With this here, well, let me read this, finish this off, and going back into that. It says, and they come unto thee as my people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart go after their covetousness. All right, so hey, they're gonna do what they want to go and do. Yeah, I hear y'all, I believe this and I believe that, or they'll know. Like, you may have some people in the world that you know from maybe you work with them, relatives, or whoever, man. And they know about what you preach about. They know about the topics that you into and everything else like that. Then they go on, oh, yeah. So, David will love this. He talking about them UFOs. They talking about American kids deserve the American dream. So back in somebody's Jeep. The American kids deserve the American dream, right? Let me read you a precept real quick. We're not going to get too far off topic. But this is a precept, like the scripture in Habakkuk says, at the end it shall speak and not lie, right? That's Jeep, if I can remember what it just said. The American kids deserve the American dream, right? American kids deserve the American dream. Here's a precept to go along with that. This is Isaiah 24, and let me start at verse 4. It says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languish and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. Now, that would look like a so-called Edomite, but I could tell it's a haughty person, a proud person on the earth. They're going to write some shit in the back of their window, man. Only proud people do shit like that. Congratulations, just married. Class of 2023. You know, in a sense, I'm proud of my accomplishments. I'm about to graduate. Let me go and chalk this into my window. You know, I'm proud I'm getting married, just married in the window. But see, now this, you know, a proud person would wear their heart in the sleeves, put it out in the open, man. You could have been thinking that, but just kept it on the inside. But now you write it on the back of your truck. The American children deserve the American dream. But now the scripture says, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languish and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. So, hey, the proud people, they even upset nowadays, man. We used to be the only ones on the highways and the byways sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, man. To equate what she said to what we was saying, is like, look, man, the fuck, we got our children growing up in this here hellhole, man. Everything is destroyed, man. We got to raise our kids up, send them to school with the alphabet community, praying on our children, all right, all kind of wickedness going on and everything else like that, man. But see, we don't get that opportunity. We sign cry, to the Lord, because we want to get up out of our captivity. We want the Lord to fulfill the rest of his promises, man. Writing the law, statutes, commandments on our inward parts. All of Israel being righteous, man. That's what we dying to live, man. All right, these people are living to die, man. We dying to live and they're living to die, man. These people are all about to be missile food, man. This is the end of their kingdom, man. All right, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, man. All right, this is it for you people out here, man. All right, but nevertheless, that was a pure sign of where we at right now, man. The prophecy's coming to pass, man. All right, you know, the haughty people of the earth are mourning. All right, they're upset that their children can't deserve to live the American dream. What do they mean by that, man? All right, you know, most people back in the days, right, according to, you know, American dream is, you know, you go to get you a job, a little regular job, right? You don't have to be a fucking CEO of Microsoft type scenario. You could just be, hey, I'm a lineman at General Motors, man. Or I work at General Mills Cereal as a machine operator, man. Or I work at whatever one of these factories you can think about. You know what I'm saying? You just work your little regular ass schedule, 40 hours a week. You know what I'm saying? But with you, the father, we talking about a man, working 40 hours a week, you can be able to take care of your wife and your kids. And you got your own little house. Y'all go on vacation maybe once or twice a year. You know what I'm saying? Maybe have 2 cars. Y'all ain't really struggling for shit. The wife's in the household with the kids and everything. That's quote unquote what their idea of the American dream is. But what has happened nowadays, man? Well, look, the kids, they 35 years old, still staying with the parents, man. Hey, the parents need them to help out around the house, and the kids need the parents to give them a hand, financially, man. All right, you got to work 2 or 3 jobs, man. You got doctors working on the side of it, Uber and DoorDash, to supplement some of their hours and things like that. Can't afford the mortgages. The housing crisis is outrageous, man. All right, I was watching something the other day where it was like, they was giving you the comparison to how much time and money it would take for average. They was comparing apples to apples, not the actual dollar amount, right? But the how long would it take for an average American to make X amount of dollars to be able to pay off a house versus back in the olden days for them to be able to do all these things, man. All right, and nowadays it's damn near impossible, man. All right, you have to have some kind of crazy situation or stipulation. It's not like you can just start from the bottom up. Hey, you can graduate from high school, or let's just say, going to college put you even further into debt. But let's just say you graduate from high school, you go get you a regular job, meaning you starting with 0 debt, right? And trying to work your way up. Man, you might be 65 before you can be able to go buy your own goddamn house, man. And that's saying that you work a decent job your whole damn life, man. Saving and doing everything you're supposed to be doing right. Not going out here shopping and putting everything up on credit cards. We just saying the regular stuff, man. So look, this here so-called American dream is gone, man. All right, so hey, nowadays, hey, this is why, hey, in reality, I was gonna say this is why these kids is now trying to become TikTok celebrities and everything else like that. But that's also predictive programming. But nevertheless, hey man, you trying to just live how you supposed to live according to certain financial thing, and it's not gonna work out for you, man. You still have to go get 2 and 3 jobs. You may have to have a job or a business, own some real estate over here, and own this and own that. Be invested in a bunch of different things just to make ends meet, man. Just to make $100,000 a year. And back in the olden days, the equivalent to making $100,000 a year, you didn't need all of that, man. All right, but hey, just like that lady's back of her window, and another thing about the American dream, it's all a facade. It's fake. It's a dream. You in a dream and you fucking a bad bitch. You're not really fucking a bad bitch, man. You dreaming. You gonna wake the fuck up. You gonna be like, man, where that bitch went at? It's a facade. It's a dream. So they selling you the American dream, but guess what? Most people wake up and they realize this is a nightmare. The American nightmare, man. I'm all the way in debt. I done went to college. Think about it. Hey, go to school, get a good job. You done went to college. You in debt, $100,000 in debt from going to college. The shit you went to college for, they ain't even paying for that shit no more nowadays, man. All right, and you didn't waste it all. Like just a couple years ago, they kept saying going to IT, going to IT, going to IT. Now you have a lot of this serious stuff that's requiring IT jobs and everything for people to be hired. But guess what? They got AI that can do that job now. So now you just now graduating with your coding skills and everything else like that, where they was about to be paying you 6 figures right up out of school. Now they got AI to do the job for you. You done wasted your goddamn time, man. You see what I'm saying? So hey, like she said, the American children deserve the to have the American dream. Hey man, this is the American nightmare. Let me give you this here other precept to go along with that. Let me finish this first. Isaiah 24 and 4 and 5. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languished and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. And so, hey, going into the so-called proud of the earth, man. All right, these are the Edomites, man. All right, we out here signing and crying for all the abomination. We would never put no shit. Oh, the American children deserve it, man. Look, man. Hey, the Israelite children deserve to be in the kingdom of heaven, man. In their kingdom, man. That's really what we desire, man. We desire not to be here no more in the captivity. But hey, let them know about it. They're the ones destroying their own shit, man. All right, we can talk about how they passing laws, making the Northern Kingdom illegal out here and everything else like that. Who the fuck gonna do all these damn jobs, man? All this construction and everything else y'all got going on. Okay, you want to see how you can't afford shit nowadays already? And then they building up right here. They building this big ass building. Matter of fact, it's like 2 condos going up right here beside me. But nevertheless, hey man, you think that shit's expensive now? Wait until they have to go and pay people so-called what they worth, right? You get rid of all the so-called workers that they have that they paying pennies on a dollar. Now you got to go pay somebody to actually with the job and titles, man. So now you can't even afford to go. This building is now $100,000, or this unit is $100,000. Now it's $200,000-$300,000 because of the cost that it costs to get it built. Hey, they done doubled it, man. All right, so now look at where we at. All right, so you're destroying your own situation, man. The next verse says, "The earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and broken their everlasting covenant." And this is what you have going on, man. Sometimes, you have people that are, in a sense, let's just say, give you an easy example. You use up the same amount of water from month to month, same amount of electricity from month to month. You buy the same damn groceries from month to month, and your bills is the same from month to month. But now all of a sudden you decide, hey, look, you know what? I'm gonna go and leave my water running for 2 days straight, leave all my lights on in the house and everything like that for 2 days straight, and then you come back, you wonder why things has changed, man. You created these problems, man. You can't go and blame the power company for raising the your light bill. No, you left your lights on in the house for fucking 2 weeks or whatever, man. So you're the problem with these things, man. You changed all the ordinance, the regular the way things was already working, all right, and keeping things how they were supposed to be. They wound up changing these things, man. So for instance, like I was just talking about all this here construction going on. There's a lot of construction that's going on in a lot of places that used to be farmland, all right, and wild animals. Like I'm speaking about out here in Florida where I live at, man. All right, where you know you could ride for damn near an hour and just see nothing but cow pastures and farmlands and things. But now they're all getting torn up, out of the ground and everything else like that, man. Matter of fact, I just found out about this. You'd have to read the label, but Tropicana orange juice used to get their oranges from like 5 minutes away from my house, man. They not that far from like where I live at, right? The actual fields are where their orange groves are at, right? Well, at least one of their fields. And they got another field, a couple other fields. They got hundreds of acres of this shit, right? But anyway, where they get their orange juice from. Now, a couple years back, there was a situation with this. This was maybe, some years, maybe 5, 7, some years back. This was a long time ago, right? There's some years back that there was a situation we had here in Florida where there was these bugs that was infesting the oranges. So if you was to look at your Tropicana orange juice labels back then, they would say with oranges from Mexico and Brazil. Now I'm not sure if they still have that label that's going on today, but what I found out recently was going through this here one area. I've been driving because I work over there. I drive through this area all the time, like, and I was with somebody else. Like, yeah, they'll go Tropicana's orange fields where we used to. They're like, no, they ain't there no more. Them shits is gone. They like, oh yeah, they did just put this neighborhood right here, right? So, how changing the ordinance of these things? All right, well, Florida used to be able to produce, they still do, there's plenty of orange groves out here, but they used to produce, you know, a lot of their oranges for their orange juice, the Tropicana orange juice, right? Come from Florida, right? You also have like Simply and whatever, but I know about the Tropicana, right? They used to get their oranges from the same area, basically, like the little cities around them, right? But then they were getting them from Mexico, right? Because they had this bug infestation, which caused, now if we got to go and import them from somewhere else, the cost is going to be a lot more than that homegrown shit that's down the street. You know what I'm saying? So, but nevertheless, now what you have going on is less of these fields because they're getting rid of these farming fields and things like that and putting condos up. So now your orange juice is going up higher just because they want to put condos up over here, man. All right, and then changing the ordinance with the animals. Again, you know, there's a lot of times where, you know, I done lived here for quite a long time, and there was a lot of animals I ain't never even seen in a while, like alligators, deers and shit like that. Now, you know, I remember I was in school. I made fun of a girl who said she almost hit a damn deer on 301. I'm like, bitch, you did not almost hit no deer on 301. But now, you know, I be seeing people damn near running the deers on 301 all the damn time. Now, it's a busy road, man. All right, but like, where the fuck does deer come from? But you got to think, hey, they didn't change the ordinance. They didn't took all their homelands and ran them all over, man. So now you got this wildlife removing themselves from one place to another place. You're taking away your vegetation and things like that. You're getting rid of all your workers and things like that that's going on. And you wondering why things are getting more expensive. Now, going back to this lady in her goddamn truck. Who the fuck, in her mind, took away the American dream from the American children? Was it the so-called darkies out here? The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? No, we not in control of none of this shit, man. The so-called white man is doing this to your own people. They're sabotaging your own stuff, man. And then they had the nerve to blame everybody else, man. Oh, the gas price is so high because Vladimir Putin is just an evil dictator over there. Well, y'all the ones started to go to war with them niggas over there, man. Y'all the ones did all these different things, put them sanctions on them and everything else like that. This is your own doing, man. But they'll never reflect and look on the inside of what the things they have going on, but then yet they'll point it out on everybody else, man. But this is a goddamn Edomite for you. Let me read this other precept in, where is it at? Okay, it's this way. All right, this is Lamentations 4:21. It says, "Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwells in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee, and thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked." All right, and that's talking about you everyday ass American Edomites, man. All right, because ultimately, you know, this is the city that dwells carelessly, man. For years, you've been able to dwell carelessly and live it up and do whatever you want to go and do and live however you want to go and live. But now all the things that the rest of the world has been suffering from is now starting to hit America, man. All right, the poverty rate, man. You have a lot of these so-called premier cities that look like third world countries, man. You have Kensington, Pennsylvania, man. Look like, you know, I was going to say look like Skid Row, but, I mean, even Skid Row, man. You have all these different places now that are looking like third world countries here in Babylon the Great, man. All right, where this was the place where they used to say and speak about and say, hey man, this was the place where the streets was paved to gold. Now you have a bunch of junkies and things that's going on out here, man. All right, so hey, the haughty people of the earth do mourn. All right, you know that lady that was a beautiful thing that she had in the back of that window, man, for edification's sake, man. All right, because hey, they crying. How you live in the greatest civilization at the greatest time period with the greatest freedoms, the most freedoms in the whole world, and you fucking depressed? How the hell are y'all depressed? Y'all the Edomites. Y'all rule the whole goddamn earth, man. How the fuck is y'all depressed? If anybody should be depressed, it's us, man. We didn't know who we were. We didn't have our heritage, our culture. We've been being destroyed and everything else like that, man. But guess what? We were rejoicing because Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has revealed their names unto us. All right, and started dealing with us again, man. But you Edomites fear. Hey, let's read it. Let's read it. Let's read it. And this page would be ripped right here on this here part. Let's see if we can get some of it though. All right. Revelation 11:11, it says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Right? So going back to what we were, hey, this is how the spirit worked, because we was reading that Ezekiel, right, about that predictive programming, and we were going to go into the chariots and things like that, but going back into, how I was saying, we preached about a lot of these things. We was made of memes and all these different laughs and jokes about us and everything else like that in the beginning. But once these people started seeing these things come to pass, their whole tune changed, because it's like they used to make fun of us. Look at these these niggas is out of their mind. But then, look, they would be like, these niggas is out of their mind talking about a Babylon the Great is gonna fall and we gonna stop doing this and stop doing that. Like I said, after 2020, they shut every damn thing down. Now look at what the byproduct of this here shit is. Now I don't know this lady from a can of paint, right? I'm just using her as an example because she had the shit on the back of her window. But let's say that this same woman, I'm pretty sure she didn't came across the Israelites before and heard about what we talking about and heard these messages. She could have been one of the ones. These stupid niggas think that America gonna fall. Y'all need to go get jobs. Go get some pussy. You worried about the wrong shit out here, man. But then lo and behold, 2020 come around. Now look at what she thinking about. This lady's probably a grandma, all right, or somebody's mom. It's probably definitely got some kids because she's talking about somebody's children in an American dream. But guess what? She's foreseeing what's going on down the line, man. Hey, it's not gonna be good for us, man. Babylon the Great is circling the drain. She's feeling it, man. The haughty people of the earth are mourning right about now because they start to see these things. And guess what? Like I said, coming across the Israelites or knowing about what we speak about and everything else like that, when they see these things, they see us on the highways and the byways, they like to keep looking forward. Oh, fuck, here they go. I know they talk about some crazy shit. I do want to make fun of them, but the crazy shit that they talking about is actually going on. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second. Now just imagine, well, let me read this here precept real quick. I'm going back. Ezekiel. All right, let me get it back up. Ezekiel. Give me 1 second. All right, we good. Ezekiel chapter 30. It's a lot. Ezekiel 33 and 30. It says, also thou son of man, the children of thy people are still talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the house, and speak one to another, everyone to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, to hear what the word is that cometh forth from the Lord. And thy people come unto thee, and they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people. And they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but with their heart goeth after their covetousness. And lo, thou art unto them a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument. For they hear thy words, but they will not do them. All right, and hey, that's, again, going into that entertainment piece, man. Our people like to come up to us, relatives and things like that, and they're like, oh, go ahead, boy, look. And they be like, hey, check my man out over here. My man know the Bible back and forth. He know all these Bible verses by heart. You ask him a question, he gonna tell you exactly where it is in the Bible. Man, that boy bad out there. To them, that's just entertainment purposes, man. All right, to them, that's just a so-called looking instead of, hey, somebody truly inquiring. Like, look, man, if you really truly about this and humble about it, like, look, man, I know you got all the answers. I got some questions. Can you show me and prove to me based off of this, and that? Okay, I got you. Let me write this down. Let me take some notes. Now, hey, check them out, bro. Let me show you. And we flexing and flossing like that, man. All right, some people are caught up with that entertainment piece like that. Some people just want to go and get views on the internet because look at these stupid niggas and they filming and shit like that, man. But like I said, here, let's read the last verse. It says, Ezekiel 33 and 33, it says, and when this cometh to pass, and lo it will come, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them, right? So now we're at this point in time. Like I said, they laughed at us for entertainment purposes in the beginning. They scoffed, memed us out, made memes of us, shared us on the internet and everything else like that, which helped spread the word. Everybody know what we talk about. Everybody know our talking points and everything else like that, man. All right, but then guess what? When you get to a point of, it's funny. I'm not even gonna bring this here topic up. We don't want the video taken down. But hey, and lo, it will come to pass. I've seen multiple situations like this where people as a whole ganged up on, certain a lot of females. We'll just put it this way. A lot of females was upset with what a certain man was telling them the truth about a lot of these things. Man, your expectations are way too high, and you average at best. Like, what the fuck is your problem? It's not that you can't catch what you're trying to catch. It's just like, look, nigga, if I was to tell a guy this, like, look, bro, you work at McDonald's and you trying to go over here and buy a goddamn Rolls Royce, this is not going to work out for you. Your expectations is way too high. Now, either A, you can go make you some more money and go buy your Rolls Royce, or B, you can go buy you a car that you can afford based off of the job that you have. But you trying to buy a car with what you got, you delusional, right? Now, there was these women that a man was telling them something similar to the same thing. Your expectations too high. You could either change this, lower the bar here, or you can settle for something on this here level. But then they like to talk a lot of shit, laughed at them. This person is no longer here. Now all of a sudden, that reality is setting in. Now behind closed doors, they sitting there looking at themselves in the mirror, like, look, I thought I was the baddest bitch out here. I was a 10 and all this and that. I can get all these guys to sleep with me, but I can't get none of these guys to commit to me. And guess whose voice is ringing in the back of their goddamn head? And lo, it will come to pass. You know what I'm saying? And that's just on one thing. But now, think about how much more in this here scenario, man. Because that's just these women trying to go get a man. All they got to do is just repent and humble themselves and go catch a man that's on their level. Think about what we telling you out here, man. All right? You know, hey, the Chariots is coming. The MOTB. All right? World War III. Economic collapse. All these different things. Babylon the Great is being destroyed. We told you about all these things. And, you know, people laughed and they scoffed. Right? And then now all of a sudden, 2020 come around. Everybody's sitting at home. Right? Now you're starting to see Russia and Ukraine going back and forth to war, right? Now Russia's moving nuclear missiles into position in Belarus, right? Now, whoa, wait a minute. We don't want no nuclear war. We don't want no smoke with them. We was talking shit about Russia and how them niggas, some bitch-ass niggas was over there, but now they didn't pull their strap out. Hey, I was on that bullshit. I was on that bullshit. This is how people are starting to feel right about now, man. All right, this is what's going on. But then what's stinging them even harder in the back of their mind? Who told you about this from the beginning? Them same guys you laughed and you scoffed at. And this is what they have, there's a term for it, like cognitive dissonance. But there's another term for it where there's a term for it. It's like, I'm going to use this term like legally blind. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm legally blind to the point to be like, hey, I can't see, so you can't ask me to be no witness. Now, I'm going to use that to my advantage. Hey, I'm legally blind, so nigga, I can't point a nigga out nowhere. Right, but they use this cognitive dissonance to these things because of the fact that they know, like, look, bro, we see what's going on, and we hear about the niggas who told us this. Now, they saying that they the prophets and they God's people and this and that. We don't even believe in God, but we didn't believe them. But now we starting to see this shit happen. What if these niggas is right? That great fear is falling upon them, right? Now, we talk about the so-called UFO. Well, let's go into that great fear before we get into them chariots. So now we speaking about, we read that in Revelation, but let's read this here in, oops. 5. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him and made no account of his labors, which we've been there, done that, man. All right, those was in the earlier days, standing toe-to-toe in the face of Esau, Edom, telling them, letting them know they're going into captivity, letting them know that they touched the apple of the Most High's eyes, letting them know about all the wickedness they didn't do. Hey, you got to pay for all your sins, man. All right, they who you know, roughly paraphrasing, they who it wasn't for them to drink the cup, they have surely drunken the cup. And who are you to go unpunished, man? You gonna have to drink of that cup too, man. All right. Oh man, I hope they're not about to start work over here. The construction crew. I think it was last week or the week before. They was out here like getting it. They normally ain't working, but nevertheless. Verse 2. And when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. And they repentant and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and in proverb of reproach. It says, we fools accounted his life madness and his end without honor. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High and is lot among the saints? Therefore have we erred from the ways of truth, and the light of righteousness have not shone unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. And so, hey, this is going to be the feeling that they have. This is the feeling that they having right about now, man. They just don't want to speak on it, all right? But nevertheless, this is what's going on. We told you about all these things, man. So, like I said, the cognitive dissonance is, hey, they put 1 to 1 and 2 to 2 together. It's like, look, we laughed and scoffed at them because they was talking about the USSR, or let's go back. They laughed and scoffed at us when we was telling them that Babylon the Great was circling the drain. It was going to be shut down. All right, there was going to be the grind is going to halt in the streets. All right, you know, the doors are going to be closed. You know, what is that? Isaiah 24, I believe it is. We was just right there. Let's go ahead and read that. Oh, I just turned to this. Let me read this first. Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon, sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldees, for thou shalt be no more called tender and delicate. Right? So we read precepts like that, and then also, I don't know what the hell just happened over there. Isaiah 24 and just to the point. Isaiah 24:10. The city of confusion is broken down, and every house is shut up that no man may come in. All right, now you have that. What is that? Ecclesiastes that tell you about that as well too. All right, the grind is ceasing and all that. All right, the door's shut. All right, but nevertheless, hey, Babylon the Great is, read again, the city of confusion is broken down. All right, that's what Babylon means, is confusion. All right, the city of confusion is broken down, and every house is shut up that no man may come in. And this, like I said, you have in places like Kensington, Pennsylvania. All right, all these places turn into like Skid Rows and things like that. Your downtown areas are being flooded with homeless encampments. All right, people are doing smashing grabs at these what do you call these retail stores and things like that. They packing up and leaving up out of the places and things like that, man. Are you having a lot of decay that's happening here in Babylon the Great, man? But like I said, we told you about these things beforehand when everybody was out there singing, I'm living my best life. Everybody was out here on the up and ups. Now people can't afford houses. Now people are living together with their families. Now, you know, people are stressing out. You had what they call death by despair. A lot of people started committing suicide and things like that, man. But like I said, and those that was committing suicide, think about this, man. How many of those people were the same people that was riding by us, living their best life in their mind? Hey, life is good for us. I'm on top. I'm winning. I'm at the top of the world. Look, at least I ain't these bum ass niggas on the weekends on the sidewalks in these fucking outfits over here just wasting their weekends away. Boy, go get a job. Go get some pussy out here, man. This is how they used to look at us. But then now, as we was telling them, oh, y'all all doom and gloom, talking about the world going in and everything, 2020 hit. Everybody sitting at home. These people done lost their jobs, lost their condos, and lost all this little bullshit that they had. Now, guess what? It's not the fact that they lost all these things. It's like, oh, shit, these niggas that we was making fun of, right, they told us about this stuff. All right? And lo, will come to pass, and then they going to know that a prophet had been among them. That's when it start clicking in the back of their minds. Think about how many people remember, that's right, hearing those, call hello, Yahweh Shim Yahweh Shah, hearing all these different things like that, man. All right, how many times people walk by and laughing and joking just to go home at night and be crying like, fuck, man, they was telling us about this and that. Or they was living their best life, man, driving Ferraris, working at this spot or working at that spot. We in front of their condo, and now all of a sudden they homeless. And they still see us out there, man. Or happen to catch a glimpse of us getting in our cars like, damn, these are them fucking, these. I remember there was a homeless nigga, a literal homeless nigga with a sign, right, telling us to go get goddamn jobs. I'm like, nigga, you have no idea. But anyway, I digress. But the things that's going on in the back of these people's minds is the fact of, hey, look, man, you have a scenario to where, hey, the truth is starting to hit you. Maybe they was right about this. Maybe they was right about that. Maybe, hey, man, if they write about, America falling, that was like one of the craziest things. What if they write about the USSR situation, man, and the missiles? Now you see the Ukraine and Russia war going off. Now you see those nukes being moved into Belarus. Now you seeing things starting to escalate. But then guess what? You're starting to see these chariots on TV now. That was like one of the biggest laughs and scoffs that they had against us. Oh, these niggas believe in UFOs and aliens. They think, why God need a UFO? Why God finna be coming back in a UFO? What's going on with this? Look, bro, this is what the scriptures say. But now you start to see, as we read earlier, hey, all the nations are going to see this. They're going to all mourn. All right? They mourning because we told them, right? That great fear fell upon them. We told them in their face. They're starting to see these things, and it's that cognitive dissonance. They're trying to hide all these things because, bro, if they was right about, America crumbling, they was right about the USSR, they might be right about these UFOs. Now we've seen the UFOs. They're right about that. Now, what we just read is how is he numbered among the lot of the children of the Most High? Like, God damn, we erred in our ways. We was wrong the whole fucking time. We thought we was Christians and we was gonna be saved. Come to find out, these niggas, and we've been making fun of these niggas the whole time. What the fuck are we gonna do out here, man? So this is the mindset of these peoples out here nowadays. Like I said, the lady that rode around the block, hey, she hurt on the inside. She hurt. She threw. Oh man, the American children deserve the American dream. Hey man, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. All right, this is over for you, man. All right, you at the end of your kingdom. You at the end of your run. All right, now you about to start. Hey, a lot of these Edomites now are starting to live like Jake's out here, man. All right, you starting to see a lot of this here, the stuff that Jake had been doing growing up. All right, first of all, growing up in broken households where the mother and the father divorced and everything. There's a lot more Edomites parents getting divorces nowadays, man. All right, it's a lot more of hey, you see like they have these statistics about how what happens to these children that are raised in single mother households, and they talking about black children, right? So-called black children, they become criminals, they become this and they become that. Now, hey, the scriptures say Jacob and Esau, right? Two different nations, two manner of people. One shall be stronger than the other, right? Now, we can look at it as adults, right? There's a term called going postal, right? People losing their jobs mainly at the post office. They come and they shoot up the spot, right? These are Edomites. Jake be losing their job all the goddamn time. They just go find another job, man. You know what I'm saying? They be like, man, they're gonna go get them a little dime bag of weed, get them a little 40 ounce. You know what I'm saying? This is on Friday after they didn't got fired. And they're gonna be out looking for a job on Monday. They're gonna call Carl up the block. Hey, Carl, hey, do you think you give me the factory down there? They're gonna be right back to work. This ain't nothing new to them. But Esau on the other end, all right, he lose a goddamn penny. He lose his whole fucking mind, right? So, hey, now you have these Edomites that are growing up like Jake's out here nowadays, man. So, hey, if the kids become criminals and do all this crazy stuff because they don't have a father in their household, now the Edomites are becoming divorced and raising single-parent household children and having different baby daddies and things. You've seen a lot of these white women having multiple baby daddies nowadays. That was unheard of back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Now they got multiple different baby daddies. The daddy ain't in the household. You know what I'm saying? Now they getting all, you seen a lot of these white women getting all tatted up like a lot of these black women. Chest tats, face tats, and everything. How come I can't find this? How come I can't find that? You seen a lot of these women on the internet crying about they can't find no man at like 35, 40. Matter of fact, what's that shit called? There's not a TV show, an internet show with these two guys, a black guy and a Arab guy. But anyway, I'll find out the name of it. But anyway, when you watch their show, it's nothing, and they have what quote unquote a panel of baddies on there, and these baddies be talking about the little baddie shit that they be doing. They be trying to school them to the game about some kind of shit that's really going on. But then the quote unquote baddies, these Tatianas, they think that they're gonna be young and cute forever. Now these is a bunch of 18 and 20 something year old young stupid bitches, right? They all now when you look at these women, Fresh and Fit. The name of the show is Fresh and Fit. Yeah. When you look at the panel of this, 90% of the women that's on that show I'm saying on any given night, whenever they have the different shows, right? And there's a couple other little shows like that. But any of these shows is like this, right? They're all comparable to the same thing of what I'm trying to point out. You have a panel of women, right? And on that, whatever given night, you have a panel of women. 90% of these women are, let's just say, Edomite women, right? You don't really have too many Jake women on there. You may have one Jake woman on there at a time, or one so-called Negro woman on there at a time. You may have a couple Northern Kingdom women on there at the same time, but for the majority of the women that's on there, let's say there's 10 women, about 7 of them is going to be Edomite women. You know what I'm saying? You may have two so-called Latino women or Latino women, and then one so-called Negro woman, right? That might be your demographic on any given night, right? The point I'm making about that is you can kind of discredit the Israelite women because it's only about 3 of them. But the majority of the panel is now Edomite women. But guess who they're shadowing and who they're looking like? They're starting to look like these Jake women out here, man. All tatted up, the whole sleeves, chest tats, face tats. Now they all want to be strippers and porn stars. That was the thing that was plaguing us. Now this is before social media and the internet came out. You know, one of the things that happened in our neighborhoods and societies was when a lot of our Jake women turned 18, they would sneak down to the strip club and start making their first little money stripping, man. Their first little job from maybe 18 to 23. They work at the strip club or whatever, right? Get their first little shekels up. But now this is the massive movement of these Edomite women, man. Oh, I got flown out and I got this and I got that, hooked up with this NBA star. She's 22 years old. You as guys, you know what the hell's going on here, right? But see, all of these, and like you can read some of the comments. Like, I bet you their fathers would be proud. She got ran through by a train. She got a train ran her by a basketball team and shit like that, and so on and so forth. But these is predominantly all Edomite women's, man. Now they becoming the new niggas out here, man. Now they getting, OnlyFans before they from 18 and having mental breakdowns by 25. There was one I was watching where it wasn't one of those shows. It was somebody was making a video on one of those shows about how these girls. one of the girls on there was saying about how something about mental health and depression. But they were saying basically how, oh, it's not the sex industry that they work in that's making all these things crazy and everything. It's other things that's going on in their life and everything else, this and that. Like, nah, bitch, you on more drugs than most old ass people, and you ain't even 21 yet. You know what I'm saying? Or you not even 25 yet. You got all this depression, and you've been doing OnlyFans since you 18. This is you scarred. You fucked yourself over, man. But nevertheless, now all these things are let's go ahead and read that real quick and all right. Oh, passed it. Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 7. And Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Now, part of those curses, right, that are now being put on Esau, that was upon us. Hey, you have the households, children not being brought up in a household, or mother and the father, the mother and the father, they're gonna have enmity between each other, the children as well too, man. But this is now happening to these Edomite, these Edomites now. Put it that way. I was gonna say the Edomite sector, but to these Edomites nowadays, man, they have a lot of problems that Jake is having, man. Back when we was growing up, not when I was growing up, but before, like in the 70s and stuff like that, you had the heroin epidemic, the crack epidemic in the 80s. Then in the 90s, you had like what I guess it was the weed epidemic, the early 2000s and stuff like that, man. But then nowadays, and this was all hurting Jake, right? Jake was being mainly affected by these things on a larger scale, man. But now you have the war on drugs, right? Now what's going on nowadays is mental health and fentanyl. Fentanyl is killing a hell of a lot of Edomites out here, man. All right, and then also this mental health scenario. But hey, what are y'all doing? Y'all lying to them, pacifying them, and destroying them by feeding them bad information. The same shit they did to us, telling us all, hey, yeah, you don't Mexicans, y'all don't fuck with them Puerto Ricans. Them niggas ain't got no good for y'all. Now y'all fighting each other, killing each other, right? Same thing was going on with these Edomites, man. Just feeding them bad information about this here stuff. So you have a term now called snowflakes. Oh, I don't want to work and stand on my feet for 6 hours a day to get paid for my job. I just want to just wake up in my house and be comfortable with all these things. Okay, so if you, let's read this precept real quick. I thought it was right there, but this is Sirach 10 and 1. Give me 1 second. All right, Sirach 10 and 1. It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of his people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, so are they that dwell therein. Here's the point. An unwise king destroyed his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. So, hey, they used to do the psyops on Jake, and teaching Jake all kind of foul shit, fucked up shit. So we just be like, oh, hey, this is just what y'all supposed to do. This is where you're supposed to be working. This is what you're supposed to be out here doing and everything. And then you just believe it. You're like, hey, you know what? Fuck it. Remember, I was fucking with this Edomite bitch a long time ago, and she felt like she was on some type of level because she went to goddamn college and shit like that. And I didn't go to college. And I was working at a job. This was like maybe like fresh out of high school or somewhere like right around when I first got out of high school. This was some years ago, right? But anyway, she was like, and I was working at this little tomato packing house doing some like kind of like construction type shit, right? And she was like, oh yeah, this is the job you was supposed to get paid for. This was fuck, what year was this? Anyway, I was making like $8 and some change, right? She was making $10 and some change. This was $10 an hour was like good money, but anyway, she was like, this is how much you supposed to be making. You didn't go to college and this and that. And I'm like, bitch, you right. This is how much money I'm supposed to be making. I didn't go to college. Not realizing this is the programming, right? Not realizing, like, yeah, you went to college, but the job that you got right now at the bank, I could have got that job because all you needed was a high school diploma to get that fucking job. Like, it ain't that different. You know what I'm saying? But then now look at how the tables have turned. Look now how the tables have turned. But nevertheless, hey, you go into that mindset and that programming, hey, a lot of that shit keep us down. You know, and in the position I'm in now, I tell a lot of our Jakes, like, look, bro, I know we've been told a lot of shit. Go figure it out for your damn self, man. Go find out for yourself, because a lot of stuff is holding you back. I know a lot of Jakes who had decent business ideas, not nothing extravagant, let's say cutting grass or some shit, detailing cars or whatever. But they don't actually get their business up and off the ground or get a legitimate business up and off the ground because of what? Man, you know how much you gonna have to be paying in taxes, bro? Check it out, bro. Go check it out. Go find out how much you gonna pay in taxes and shit. I don't know. For myself, I think last year I broke even. I ain't really had to owe no tax. I just had to pay the nigga to do my taxes. So, you know what I'm saying? I would have been paying. I didn't necessarily get no money back, but I didn't owe no money. You know what I'm saying? So I was straight. But if that was trying to stop me from starting a business, like nigga, hey, like the scripture say, know the truth and the truth shall make you free. Know the truth about these things. Oh, bro, I ain't starting no legitimate business because the insurance is too high. I actually pay less on my business insurance than I do on my car insurance. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you can afford your car insurance, like what my car insurance is, then, you know what I'm saying? Then you can, and I don't have no high-ass car insurance, put it that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, oh, my car insurance is extremely high. You know, I can say my car payment, but my car insurance is less than my car payment, and my car payment ain't even all that expensive. So I'm saying all that to say this, like, look, some of that knowledge might have you fucked up, but going back into the mindsets of these people, man, like going back to these shows where he was telling these young women, hey, you don't want to do this, you don't want to go and do that. The type of men that you want is gonna want this and that. Y'all are attracted men to sleep with y'all, and y'all think because you can sleep with a guy with a blue check mark that he will wife you up. Y'all don't realize they just fucking y'all, and you think that this is what's really going on. But see, they've been fed bad information, right? They've been fed, oh, it's not about what you believe, or it's all about what you believe. You know, they teach them this fake math, and how does it make you feel, and everything else like that. Or if you manifest this, like, look, that's keeping a lot of people in the, you know, how do I put it? Being docile and not moving. Just like telling Jake that they just a victim of everything. Well, hey, you know you ain't gonna, they gonna do this and they gonna do that. The white man gonna do this and the white man. Hey man, just create your own scenario, man. Stop begging this nigga for something to go create your own scenario. They didn't tell you that part. You can go do that now, did they? Right? But that's holding you back. But you have this is going on nowadays. These curses are now falling upon Esau, man. When I watch these shows and everything else like that, most guys is mad at seeing these young women. Oh, these women is all destroyed and everything else. I'm like, look, hey, our women been destroyed. Now we see these curses fall upon these Edomites and shit, and like they all want to be thoughts nowadays, man. They don't want to be in a relationship. They don't want no man. They don't want to raise a family in a two-parent household. Where do you think is gonna happen 20, 30 years from now with these Tatianas living like this, man? You know what I'm saying? And when their kids grow up and find out all their mamas was porn stars and everything else like that, man. You wonder why all these school shootings keep happening, man. They don't want to talk about these things and address these things, but I know what's really going on, man. All right? The scriptures speak about one nation's gonna be stronger than the other nation and everything else like that, but we know how these Edomites get down, man. They start finding out, oh, my parents are divorced and it's my fault. And I didn't actually came across some Edomites like that, and they still put that on their sleeve. Oh yeah, my parents are divorced now because of all of me. It was this one scenario at this one time, and I was this and that, and I think that this is why my parents would be like, your parents are divorced because of that. Your parents divorced because of a lot of other shit that was going on, and that might have just been an icing on the cake that one day, and that's all that you saw. But hey, it's destroying their you know, their so-called how they grow up and everything else like that. But hey, we watching the decay, not of just Babylon the Great, but of the Edomite family, man. All right, they all being strung out. All the things that was happening to Jake in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. You seen these Edomites getting arrested. You seen a video the other day. This Edomite dude still in a Cadillac converter off this big ass truck. Another Edomite was filming his ass and everything. And I was just, bro, I was like, man, look at these niggas out here, man. Junkies. This is some junkie shit right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, where I grew up, you did have junkies that was stealing shit, but majority of the junkies where I grew up at, they was actually hustlers, man. That's where I kind of get my hustlers mentality from, because I grew up in a city full of hustlers, man. These niggas will come up to you at the red light, throw some shit in your windshield, and then clean your window off and expect some goddamn change. Or be standing outside of a goddamn restaurant and open the door open for you when you try to walk in and expect for some change. Or when it's raining, they got an umbrella trying to walk you to your car. Hey, at least they ain't robbing your ass or begging you for no money. They like, hey, look, I'm gonna do this here little job for you. And hey, if you want to break me off, then you break me off. Nowadays, you know, you got these damn Edomites. Oh, y'all should give me this, y'all should give me that. And they actually got funding for these niggas, man. They have governmental aid and governmental funding for these goddamn Edomites out here that they give to these niggas. And oh, I'm mentally ill, I'm disabled, I got so much stress in my life. I know somebody right now that worked for Social Security, right? And he telling me like how he be giving these. What's crazy is he a Jake too, and I'm like, bruh, I can't get no governmental assistance, bro. Basically what he's saying, you can't be no whole ass nigga like that, man. I expect better than you to that. Like, but if these Edomites is getting it, why the fuck I can't get it? You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck. Hey, they just on some BS right now, man. Fuck them niggas, man. They didn't have all this shit for so long. Why the fuck do they keep getting this here stuff? And meanwhile, me and you both over here busting our ass and sweating our ass off to get a paycheck, while all these niggas got to go in there. Oh, my feelings was hurt because my parents divorced. I didn't come from a divorcee family. Like, all of our parents is divorced. We don't even know who the fuck our father is out in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, these are, I know who my father is, but I'm saying is Jake as a whole, man. These are the things that we used to go through, but now, guess where they at now? They on these Edomites, man. So going all the way back to this here lady with the American kids deserve the American dream. Hey, call Allah Yahweh Shimi out shot for bringing the curses on these fucking devils, man. All right, you watching the downfall of these people right now, man. You watching, you know, hey, there's a precept, you know, that wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our time. right? We not freaking out right about now. We rejoicing about all the shit that's going on. Meanwhile, everybody else is freaking out about everything, man. Oh, we can't afford houses, can't afford food, can't afford. In fact, I was in the grocery store the other day. I looked at the price. Like, God damn, this shit is expensive. But hey, call all your Habashim Al Shai. You gave me the opportunity to be able to get some money to be able to go feed myself, and then so on and so forth, man. Hey, man, every single night, man, I be thankful, super thankful for every damn thing, man. The water Habashim Al Shai that I'm in, be able to lay in my own bed tonight with a roof over my head, with no compromising in the structure of the house that I'm living in, right? I got AC in this bad boy. Not too long ago, the AC went out. I had to sleep in the house with no AC for one day. But hey, I was thankful because, hey, the water Habashim Al Shai was able to get it fixed the next day. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't that bad. You make me more thankful for that, man. The water Habashim Al Shai, you know, I'm able to go to work and go get a job and be able to go to the grocery store. Like, damn, this is a high-ass bill. But, hey, the water Habashim Al Shai, I got money to be able to pay for it, right? I'm over there eating my fucking milk. Oh, this tastes so good. This isn't it. The water Habashim Al Shai. I ain't got to be eating them bullshit. I'm not over here eating chicken McNuggets and what they call them, McDoubles and Big Macs and shit like that, man. The Wadi Habashim Al Shai ain't got no crazy ass baby mama or had to send. I got kids I got to send to school and now they getting touched on or taught some community type shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, be thankful for all these things, man, because it's bad out here for a lot of these people, man. All right, hey, and then again going back to that wisdom and knowledge being the stability of their time, they have no idea where they're going, man. They're being led as the sheep to the slaughter, man. They're going down a path to destruction. And they have no idea, and they going into at supersonic speed, man. They have no idea, man. And they look at us as if our lives, well, they used to look at us as our lives was so fucked up and everything else like that. But in reality, hey, you know, it's funny. Somebody had asked me, it's like, they said, Dave, do you dye your beard? I'm like, dye my beard? Why? My beard is a normal color. What you mean? It's like, you ain't got no gray in your beard. You don't be stressing. Like, look, I actually got grays in, you know, my top of my head in certain places, and I had a couple, like 2 gray strands in my beard here and there. But it's like the Incredible Hulk said something that resonated with me a long time ago. It's like, now if you used to watch me years ago on the videos, man, you know I'd be hot and heavy. I'm always, like the Incredible Hulk said, like, all right, big man, it's time for you to get mad. It's time for you to get angry to turn into the Hulk, right? Because he get angry, he turned into the Hulk. And he said, hey, that's my secret weapon. I'm always angry. He just turned around and he the Hulk. He ain't even got to, like, beat this nigga up at this point, shoot the nigga to get him mad. He just turned. So it's just like, nah, like, I'm always angry. I'm always upset about these things, but at the same time, you know, that's the carnality part of it, is just being angry. Like, yeah, I don't really like this shit that's going on, but I'm rejoicing at the same time because I know that, hey, what the end is gonna be, man. We getting up out of here, man. This is all about to come to an end. So yeah, I just gotta be patient with it. Like, yeah, it sucks right about now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you at work, oh man, this job sucks. Blah, blah, blah. I don't feel like fixing this shit right now. This shit's giving me a headache right now. I gotta deal with this. I gotta deal with that. But you know, in the back of your mind, I get off work in 30 more minutes. After these 30 more minutes, none of this shit is gonna ever matter to me ever again. This shit's gonna be gone. I'm not even dealing with this shit no more, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, that's how we are right about now, man. Yeah, we might be angry, you might be stressed out, but we're not stressed like these people because we have the vision. We understand what's going on. So we're not just sitting out here running around in the dark, man. Wisdom and knowledge is gonna be the stability of our time. This is why we're so stable at this point in time. We understand the prophecies. We understand the will of the Lord, man. All right, these people out here, they trusted in themselves so much, man. They like how does it say in Romans? This is Romans 8. Come on now, I passed it twice. All right. Killing me out here. All right. Romans 8 and let me go back a little bit. Now let's start here at verse 5. All right, Romans 8 and 5. It says, "For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit." Right? So, well, let me keep reading. It says, "For to be carnally minded is death, and to be spiritually minded is life." 1 second. I said this wind is kind of like getting a little too much. All right, Romans 8 and let me start back at 5. It says, "For they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. All right, and so, hey, going into these things, man, these people are thinking after the carnal things, the fleshly things, man. What can they control, and what can they, the things that they can change in their own control, man. Hey, look, man, because they think of it this way, like going back to the pandemic. They laughing at us and everything else like that. Babylon about to come to us screeching, oh, ah, ha, ha, ha. Not if I got some say so over. They would never do this. They would never do that. Hey, but you're not in control of the spirit. The spirit of the Lord is saying, look, we gonna shut Babylon the Great the fuck down. Now you got Babylon the Great shut down. Now these people who thought that they had everything into their own hands, now I'm gonna be able to forever feed my family. I remember back in them times, like telling people about these certain things. I don't care about that. You know how much money we got in the bank? You know how much I got my own this, I got my own that, I got my own this, and I got my own little garden and everything. And you talk to them same people today, man. I'm gonna have to go find me a goddamn job. I might have to go do this. I might have to go do that, or I gotta go and downsize. A lot of these people that are quote unquote exodus and leaving these different cities and things like that, it's not because they coming up. It's because they have to downsize, man. A lot of people left California, like San Francisco and New York, because of the cost of living was so high over there, and they wasn't a lot of their jobs was being shut down. So it's like, you know what, we got to move from where we at to somewhere where we can afford. All right, so a lot of these people are so-called downsizing, man. All right, things ain't getting no better for you people. Things are getting worse for these people out here, man. All right, and again, going back to the so-called American dream, it's over for you Edomites out here, man. All right. It says, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High, for it is not subject to the laws of the Most High, neither can it be. So then they that are in the flesh cannot please the Most High. Well, let me just read this next one too. It says, but ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit, if so be that the spirit of the Most High dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of Hamashiach, he is none of his. So, again, going into this carnality versus being spiritual. The lockdowns, people jobs and things like that. That was all in the control of their own hands. Oh, I got my job, I got this and I got that. But then, hey, for us, we were subjected to the same shit too. Hey, we had a job that we don't own and everything else like that. Or maybe you had your own business, but your business may have been affected by these things too, to where you had to shut down. Right? Now, some brothers may have lost their jobs. Some brothers may have had a job that shut down. All right, but for the most part, most brothers continued to work throughout the whole pandemic. But our mindsets was, look, I can speak for myself. I remember when that shit was coming off, I was trying to take advantage of this shit. Oh, pandemic, I'm scared. I need to be home with my family. I'm trying to get some days off and get paid for this shit too. But nah, my job wasn't going to pay me for not being at work. There was one dude that was there. This nigga was scared shitless, and he pretty much, I don't know if they fired that nigga or he quit. But anyway, in my scenario, trying to game the system and everything, I'm trying to take advantage of the system. But lo and behold, leaving it in the hand of the Most High, living spiritually and not carnally, not, taking things in my own hand. That was what I carnally wanted to do. But, hey, the Lord had a different scenario. Hey, I was led by the Spirit in that scenario. You know what? Keep going to work. I'm going to make sure you're going to keep getting a paycheck. But then guess what? There's a dilemma. Me carnally thinking, wait a minute. I'm hearing about the toilet paper shortage. I'm hearing about the food shortage. I see the grocery store lines is wrapped around the fucking building. I ain't going to ever be able to get no goddamn groceries. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck going to happen with my food and everything? That's carnally thinking. But what happened in reality, the Lord said to me, keep going to work. Don't worry about no toilet paper. Don't worry about no food. Do you have faith in me? This is your time of testing. All right, Lord, I got faith in you. I'm going to keep going to work, keep doing what I got to go and do and everything else like that. Going around, people not knowing if I'm going to, get sick. But, hey, man, if I get sick, the Lord can take care of it. I ain't going to sit there and be this and that. So guess what? The whole time in the pandemic, I ain't never lost a paycheck from work. I went to work every single day, got paid. And then when it came to the groceries and the toilet paper and stuff like that I was missing, I ain't had to spend a dime on none of that stuff, man. The Lord, hey, he found favor, he put it in the enemy's eyes to find favor with me, man. So he had Edomites sitting over here giving me so much goddamn food, meat, food, all kind of shit. Toilet paper, man, it was funny because I had toilet paper for a whole year afterwards. I didn't buy toilet paper for a whole year afterwards, man. And then before the whole week was over, I was turning down food, and I was giving away food and then turning down food because I had so much food that people gave to me that it wouldn't even fit in the refrigerator no more, in the freezer and things like that, man. So call Allah Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, but using that as an example of being spiritually minded, these people having things going into their own hands versus, hey, the Lord, the Lord having you being spiritually minded and dependent on Him. All right, having faith, man. Give me 1 second. the end all be all, man. That's all we're gonna have at the end of the day, man. It's faith. All right, you know, and leading up to those times, you know, and even in these same times, the Lord will take you through certain things to build up your faith, man. To take you through certain scenarios, So, you know, now I bring it up akin to the movie Slumdog Millionaire. If you ever seen that movie Slumdog Millionaire, the moral of the story is the kid wound up is basically playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, right? In I want to say like India or something like that, but you know, same show. If you understand Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, you got it. Game show. Got to answer some questions. Well, he had wound up answering all the questions correctly, and he wound up answering all the answers correctly, which is not a spoiler alert because the very first scene, he's at the very last question anyway, right? And then they go back and show you how he wound up answering every question correctly. The reason he was able to answer every question correctly was because he was put into a scenario prior to that, and his fucked up life that he was going through. Because you watch the movie, he was like, damn, this boy had a fucked up life. He was a fucking homeless kid, man, going through all kind of trials and tribulations. But going through all those trials and tribulations, that was just exercise. That was preparing him for that one day in that game show that was changing his whole life from after that, man. So, same thing that we have going on with us, as far as the things that the Lord bring us through, man. You may be going through some shitty situations, losing this and losing that. You know, when you come into the truth, you lose all your friends, your family, and everything else like that. Hey, man, the Lord want to know if you're going to be able to walk on your own like this, or if the first sign of people disagreeing with you, if you're going to jump ship, if you're really going to have faith. Because when it comes down to that MOTB, you may be living in a household with your family. Let me read this precept real quick. This is, past it. Right here. Man, I forgot the precept I was looking for now. I know it was over here somewhere though. Oh, I know what it is. Yeah. I'm in the wrong book. I was in. You'll see. Hold on. This is. I was in the book of Peter's. It's not in the book of Peter's. It was spoken by Peter, I believe. Matthew 19 and 27. I was in the book of Peter's, but it's not in the book of Peter's, but Peter said it. It says, Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and have followed thee. What shall we have therefore? And Yahushua said unto him, Verily I say unto you that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, you shall sit upon the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Here's the point. And everyone that has forsaken houses, brethren, or sisters, or fathers, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. So, going through these things, Peter said, hey, we've forsaken all, and we've given up all these different things. So we had to go through the harsh ends of these things, man. What are we going to get? And the Lord said, hey, you're going to get it all back 100-fold. But just thinking about that, man, when you come into this here truth, one of the first things that happen to you is people despise you, right? Because if you was of the world would accept you, they would love you. But because you're not of the world, they reject you at this here point. So when you first come to the truth, you start preaching and everything else like that, man, people will start to separate themselves from you. All right, cool. But guess what that's programming you for in the future? All right, it's programming you for in the future. So, hey, you might be in a household with a family or whoever it is, and MOTB might come up. Hey, it's time to take this here MOTB. And you, nah, I ain't taking it. I'm good. But see, some people will sit there and bend and fold. Nah, my kid's taking it. You can't be with me and the kids if you don't take this here chip. How we gonna starve? Now I gotta take it for my kids. You know what I'm saying? I gotta take it for my wife. I gotta take it for my mama. Gotta take it for my grandmama. All these different things. Hey, but being in this here truth, we done lost all of our loved ones already, man. Some of them that came back on around, but hey, for the most part, the Lord is showing you what it's like, man. Yeah, this ain't nothing new. So like all the brothers has been in the truth, been on the highways and byways preaching and prophesying, could all tell you about when some new guy come in. Hey, man, you gonna probably lose your job. Man, somebody recorded me on the highways and the byways, took it to my job, and they fired me over that. Like, yeah, that's part of the game. They gonna you gonna be made an infamy out here, man. You're going to be hated of all nations for the Lord's name's sake. That's what the scriptures say. This is now just coming in the past, man. So, hey, you starting out with this right about now. Somebody videotaped you and got you fired from your job. But how much more when they put your face up on the news about all these things and the whole world is hating you, man? Or calling you something completely different, man. Like calling you, something that's a so-called bad thing to be calling for. Oh, he's a quote-unquote a terrorist. Put it that way. Right? He does this, he does that. How you going to feel in these here time frames, man? You know, and then as a side note, this is why it's important for you to keep a clean name and a clean slate, because people won't be able to say whatever they want to say about you and everything else like that. But what can they prove about you, right? Now, again, just bringing it back to the story I was telling you about in the pandemic when I had all these Edomites that was buying me groceries and all kind of things and stuff like that. Now, granted, going on the highways and the byways and preaching how I preach and teaching and how I teach and speaking on the Edomites, how I speak on the Edomites, maybe if they seen the video, they probably would be feeling a certain type of way. But if somebody just come up to them like, hey, you know Dave over here is on some other shit, bro. You might want to watch Dave. Not Dave. No. Like, just think about their mindsets of them trying to come over here and, you know, bless me with a little bit of something, man. Hey, just keep, you know, I go and I do my job, be nice, polite, and everything else like that while I'm at work. Like, you know, I'm not going to work cussing these Edomites out. Like, there's a time and a place for that. I'm at work right now, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But, again, you have to watch, and just when you out and about on the highways and the byways, not on the highways and the byways, when you just out and about in the regular world, you'd be surprised at how many different people that you run into that either see you on the internet or just know you, man. I remember I was in, like, I wasn't even in Tampa. I was somewhere leaving a brother's house that was up in Tampa or Lakeland. And I stopped at a gas station off the highway, and I ran into my old roommate that I lived with when I was living in Atlanta. I'm like, how the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I'm walking in the store. Somebody called my name, and I turned around. It's my old roommate that I was living with in, like, 2008 back in Atlanta. I'm like, bro, you like from Virginia. You know, I'm originally from Atlanta, but I moved to Florida and grew up here, and moved back to Atlanta and ran into my old roommate. Like, it's a goddamn small world. But again, you have to be on your P's. You never know who you're gonna run into, man. Sometimes you be out on the highways. Oh, you off. You one of them Israelites, ain't you? You just yeah. Oh, we see you out there preaching all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? So hey, you don't never want to be caught as a hypocrite, man. All right, that's another thing. So you have to watch how you walking out here, man. But nevertheless, you know, going back into you know what I was speaking on. Hey, man, you know, ultimately just watch how you move out here, man. All right. This is or we just finished this, but giving up all these different things, but going into what I was speaking about is these things are training and you know, the Slumdog Millionaire. These experiences are preparing you for the things to come. All right, persecution, man. We didn't have all kind of people. You know, we you know have been persecuted for so long about different things, different ideologies and things like that. Hey, you go and you mention that the tides have turned now, but you go and you mention GMS around any of these non-GMS members and things like that. What the hell you think is gonna pop up? Oh, y'all with them, y'all be fucking with them children, huh? Like, so the nigga who came up with that whole ideology actually got arrested for doing that to his own child, man, or his own stepchild or whatever. What's going on, my brother? Yeah, but prime example, right? All right, I believe that's a Northern Kingdom Jake or something like that. But he apparently working around here somewhere. See me week in and week out, come by, you know, waving, whatever. How are you? Now, granted, you know what I'm saying, I could see this man somewhere else at a different point in time. You're like, oh, yeah, you know, you that guy that be over there preaching this and that. Hey, but what you want to be doing is making sure you're doing something that's righteous, all right, or not doing something that's out there wicked, man, all right, because then you get called all out. Then you bring in dirt on the Most High in Yahweh's name, man. Oh, these are them hypocrites. They preach this one thing, now they're doing something different. But now, we're not like that. But going back to the Slumdog Millionaire scenario, man, all right, all the things that we're going through, like I said, the strife, all the things that we're losing, you know, your family and everything else like that, hey, man, you know, you want to losing them like that, man. It's funny because my family was like that, man. You know, became the little black sheep. You always doom and gloom and all this and that. You know, fuck it then. I'm gonna just keep doing me. Then years later, you know, matter of fact, was it this year, last year, whenever the Kanye situation come out, all my relatives start hitting me up about this, like, oh, did you see this? Did you see that? And I'm over there looking at them like with a side eye, like, nigga, I told you about all of that stuff. But now, y'all, it's good that y'all coming around. You know, y'all stop eating that shellfish and all that pork and all that extra shit like that, man. It's good that y'all doing that. It's good that y'all asking about the Sabbath. It's good that y'all doing all these different things now. But, you know, that's just a testimony of how coming in this here truth, you can lose, you know, friends, family, relatives, women, and things like that. But, hey, you can get them back. You know what I'm saying? It's not guaranteed. It's not promised, but that can happen. You have to just keep on your mission, man. All right? But, again, going into the things that you're going through as far as the trials, the tribulations, the ups, the downs. All right, hey, man, I done lost friends for this here truth. I done lost jobs for this truth. I lost this and that for the truth. So when it comes to bigger things, man, hey, you're going to have to stand on that face, man. All right? There was a lot of people during the pandemic when the tequila shot was coming out, you know what I'm saying, that, oh, I believe in God. I trust in God. God. Tequila shot came around. They were like, let me get a double shot of that. You know what I'm saying? They were here knocking them down back to back, man. What was your faith in the Most High at that point in time, man? All right? And I see a lot of you people that was out there drinking that shit, right? A lot of y'all motherfuckers has got alcohol poisoning right about now, man. And then the people that, nah, bro, we not drinking today. They straight is all outdoors, man. So, you know what I'm saying? It's the irony in all these things. Hey, you didn't trust in the Most High and everything else like that, and then, you know, this is where you want to be in it. You trusted in the man. All right, let's go ahead and get that in Isaiah. Oof. What's that? Isaiah 30. I didn't even look at the time. I'm surprised we didn't get cut off. Call Allah Yahweh Shemel Shah. Isaiah 30, and let's start at the top. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover what they covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked in my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. All right, and so that's what our people do. They put their trust in Egypt. They go down into what is Dr. Frankenstein talking about, what they saying on the news, what they got going on over here. Hey, it's funny, and I brought this out. It's like, look, you know, as far as being mad and upset, but I really can't be mad and upset because the Lord is going to open up the minds of these people. But when we were telling you about these chariots, right, we can speak on all these topics, but the chariots, when we told you about the chariots, you laughed at us. I don't know about that one. They say cloud. They say they got taken up in a cloud. They say it was a cloud. This says cloud. It says a whirlwind. But what is it describing, right? I don't know. It don't say UFO in there. It's not going to say UFO in the goddamn Bible, man. What are you people talking about? But this is what it's describing. But now, all of a sudden, the Pharaoh, all right, these Edomites, right, they tell you about the chariots. Now you want to be a believer. Like, bro, how you going to believe now that the Edomites told you about this, but we told you about this beforehand, man? They the ones that's covering this situation up from you, man. But again, going back to that, I was speaking of this earlier, controlling the narrative about these things that's coming out. Again, we told you about all these things, but now look, the cognitive dissonance of this is stuff going on in the back of your mind, you may put two and two together. Who told me about this stuff? What else were they talking about? Maybe something else was true. Maybe something else was real. So now let's just go ahead and curve the narrative. Oh, well, maybe if we talk about the so-called UFOs and the chariots and things like that, and then we'll say we got some crash ones, we got some aliens and stuff like that, we can defeat them so that the people are looking at them like, well, even if there are UFOs and aliens, the U.S. government can protect us from, we ain't got to worry about it. Or if they catch them and it's like, oh, this is what they call our Project Bluebeam. This is all fake. This is going to be this and that. So now when the chariots actually pull up, right, they didn't dismiss the people, dismiss the prophets again. Oh, those are those crazy people talking about this. Those are those crazy people talking about that. That was turned out to be some Project Bluebeam from the government. This was some fake stuff that's going on over here. Now the people's minds are